Good morning, students. This is Dr.N.Shirisha, Associate Professor from CRC Department. So, we have completed how to design a web page using a HTML, and also we have seen what is cascading style sheets along with different types of CSS and how to implement them. So, we move further for second unit, which is XML, which is Extensible Markup Language. So, what is XML? So, you know what is HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. So, it is just an extension of that is used for presentation part. HTML is used for presentation part, whereas XML for storing the data and transmitting the data from one page to the other page and also sharing it. So, XML is a software or hardware independent tool for storing or transporting the data. So, you can store the data or you can transport the data. So, data is in different formats, okay. Then accessing it and storing it and how do you transport that is important. So, XML gives you that flexibility to transmit your data and to store your data in the text format. So, XML plays an important role in many IT systems. So, what is XML is, which you call it as extensible markup language. Here also you use tags, that is why this is called as markup language. Wherever you are using tags, that is called as a markup language. HTML is also known as a markup language because in HTML throughout we have used the tags. It is designed to store and transport data. It is self-descriptive, means in HTML we have used HTML tag and the body tag, okay. Then whatever you are defining, so you are defining suppose heading, so you are giving in a heading 1, so you are giving heading 1, right. So, this sort of content you are giving in the predefined tags, okay. But if you see in XML we use a user defined tags. Suppose I can define my own tag, okay. I can define the content in between that. So, I am giving the I am just giving the abbreviation of that. Institute of Technology. So, what is happening here? MLR ID is a tag which is the element, and this is the content that you are writing for that element, okay. So, this can be done in the XML because in XML we are using a extensible markups, that is tags, user defined tags. If you see, it is self-descriptive. So, whatever MLR I have given, that is self-descriptive. Just information wrapped in the tags. XML is nothing but just the data that is being sent or transmitted can be given in the form of tags, okay. So, someone must write a piece of software to send, receive, store or display it. Then we use the XML simplifies the things. We use the XML for that. So, how it is simplifying is data sharing can be done, data transportation can be done, and simplifies the platform changes. You can use it in any operating system. Irrespective of the operating system, how you are sending the data, in that way you can use XML for sending the data. So, platform changes and data availability. Whatever the data you are giving, it will be available in all aspects, irrespective of the software you are using, irrespective of the server you are using. So, whatever, so it will be compatible with every software, every tool. So, where data can be shared and transported very easily. So, this is how XML is used, okay. And it contains data in incompatible formats. Many computer systems will have data in different formats, like you will have simple text formats and you have in tabular formats or here and there like that. So, you will have in many formats. So, exchanging the data between these incompatible systems is time consuming for the web developers. Therefore, they use this XML. So, what is the beauty of this XML is large amounts of data must be converted for the traditional data in the incompatible systems. So, what you do is we can no need to convert that, we can just transmit the data in the plain text format where it stores in that format, and it provides the software and hardware independent for storing, transporting and sharing the data. I'll show you one example of how a simple message has been transmitted between the two users. Okay. So, XML also makes it easier to expand, upgrade to the new operating system, new applications, new browsers without losing the data. Simply you are giving the data, therefore, in the form of tags. Okay. Therefore, this data can be transmitted even though you are using any operating system, any application, any browser without losing the data, because those are all binded together. So, XML data can be available in all kinds, reading machines like people, computers, voice machines, news feeds. So, whatever the data you wanted to transmit, you can just use in the XML. So, here we have a simple program where we have a note, okay, to some X person from Johnny, and this is how we are writing a XML program using the user defined tags. So, I am just writing a note. So, I am writing note as a tag. When you are writing a starting tag, like in your HTML, you also have a closing tag in the XML. So, starting and closing tags is mandatory here also. XML is also well formed, that is whatever the tags you are starting, you have started. So, those tags should be ended at appropriate places. Suppose if you have started to, so to from whom I am sending, that I am giving as a data, from whom I am sending, so to whom, from whom, so those data I am giving, and what I am giving heading as a reminder, so I am giving a reminder, and in the body I am giving don't forget me this weekend. This is just message, but all these tags, sub tags 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 from body, reminder and other heading and the body, all these 4 I am giving as a sub tags for your note tag. So, what is note here? Note is just a reminder message, but how you are sending? You are sending in the form of XML. For every XML, you will have a delimiter which is starting with question mark, XML, version. So, version equals to 1.0, and you can also give the encoding thing, or you can also close it here. So, question mark and closing bracket. So, what is this? Angular brackets are given as a tags, and this question mark here at the starting and also ending before your angular brackets, you have to give them. This is a delimiter you will write for every XML program. So, followed by your program. So, this is the first line, second line. So, like that you complete your code. This is how you write a XML program. Now, let me show you how we'll just execute this XML. I am just taking a notepad, a simple editor. Okay, I am taking a new tab. So, here I am just giving you the delimiter, XML delimiter, XML version equals to 1.0. Okay. So, 1.0 is a value, version is the attribute here for the XML tag. So, we are closing it. Now, what I need to do? I need to give a note. So, what is the note that you need to give? To whom you are sending? Okay. /2 and from whom. If you see here, for every starting tag, I am giving here closing tags. So, whatever the tags you are starting, so we are closing that at the end. So, that means what? It is a well formed. Okay. So, from to, I am giving a heading. So, heading is also a tag. Okay. Reminder. Just close your heading. Then what is the message that you wanted to transmit? That you can transmit. So, I am giving body. Go through the WT sessions. Okay, something like this I have given. I am closing my body. See here, wherever I am starting, I have started 2, I am closing here. I have started from, I am closing here. If I start here 2 and if I close 2 here, this is not a well formed. Okay, if I start my body here, I am closing at the end. If I start heading here and this heading, if I close it here, then it would be not well formed. So when you write an XML program, it should be a well formed. Now this program is well formed? No. Why? Because you have started note, right? Starting tag of note you have given, but you have not closed note. So this is not a well formed. So to make it well formed, what we have to do? We have to close a note. Okay. Now every XML program will be saved. So just click on save as. On the desktop only, I am saving it as f1.xml. Like how we have done for HTML with .htm or .html extension, like that we can also give for XML. Okay, f1.xml. Now simple execution of your XML, the output will be shown in the browser itself. Okay, now go to your desktop. Okay, so file 1, this is my XML, f1.xml. Just double click on this and I am choosing a browser. You need a browser to see the output. So you can go with this. So if you see here, this is my XML output. So if you see how is the output, you will get a here you will get, so you can hide it and you can select it. If you hide it, the data will get hidden. If you select it, the data will be displayed. So to, from, heading, body. So this is a note I have given. So the content, you are storing it, so you can hide it and also you can display this, right? So this is how you will execute your XML program. Okay, so what is the difference between XML and HTML now? HTML, completely we are using that for designing or presentation purpose, right? So the difference between this HTML and XML are, it is designed, XML is designed to carry the data. What is the data? Leave it. If you give the same in HTML, suppose if you are giving H1, it means that the font should be of highest font. This is H1. So there is a particular meaning for this. If I write the same H1 in XML, what happens? It doesn't bother because H1 it doesn't take any meaning there. So like that, XML is designed to carry the data with focus on what the data is. HTML focuses on how the data looks. If you are giving H, the font size should be high. If you are giving H6, the font should be very low. So XML tags are not predefined like HTML tags are. So H1, P tag, PRE tag or table tag. So we have seen all these are what? Predefined. All these are what? Predefined. So you have to make it user defined. So what is a user defined tag? So here in a previous example, your note to, from, all these are what? User defined tags. So you can write a simple XML program if you know what exactly you wanted to store the data in the form of. Okay. So this is what the simple difference between the XML and HTML. And XML does not use predefined tags. So it has no predefined tags. To and from, these are not defined in any XML standard. Just it is a to from whom you are sending, from whom you are getting that message. Okay. So these tags invented by the author of the XML document. So the user is the author. So HTML works predefined tags. So P, H1, table tag like that. So XML has both the tags and the document structure. So till now we have discussed only the tags. For describing the structure, we have to use schemas. XML schemas can be used to define the structure of the XML and also DTDs. Okay, DTDs are used. for describing the structure of an XML. That we will see in the next coming classes. So XML is extensible. Okay, that means what? Whatever the data that you wanted to add or remove, you can do it. Okay. If you have an application designed to display original node.xml, the imagine new version added date and hour elements, then you can just do it. Okay, by removing the heading tag also you can do, and these can be added. Okay, the way XML is constructed, so whether it is an older version or newer version, you can run your XML program. So XML, how it can be used? It is used in many aspects of web development. Okay, it separates the data from the presentation. What is data? What is presentation? Defining the color, defining the background color, defining the font color, or the text styling, or table borders, or in the rows and columns, or you can also divide a complete web page into different frames, or giving a form. These are all what? Different sorts of displaying your web page. So that is the presentation. If you want scrolling, if you want tag, set of content in different color, and set of content in different color, these are all different formats, right? This is a presentation. So it separates the data from presentation. The XML only concentrates on the data that you wanted to store and transmit. Okay. It does not carry any information about how it to be displayed. If you want to design it and give the formats, then obviously we have to use what? HTML. So the same XML can be used many different presentation scenarios. So it just separates the data with the presentation. So remember the key term. Okay. So here is a small graph, or I can say, where you can see what is the XML element and what is the XML attribute and what are their values. Okay, how to define them I will show you in the next class. So in this I just wanted to give a gist of what is that. So you will have a root element, like in the previous example I have given note, which is a root element. Note is having how many sub elements? 2, from, heading, body. These are the sub tags. So here the root element is what? Book structure. Book structure is what? Root element. So in this book structure, I have a parent book. So where you have to close your book structure? At the last you have to close your book structure. Book structure is having a book as a sub tag, child tag, and this book is having a parent tag, and this book is a child tag for your bookstore. Okay, and this book is having one attribute category. Then what you have to do? Attribute means what? Category. So here this is the attribute equals to, you can just give something like novels or the category of the book. Okay, then this book is having how many sub elements? Title, author, year, price. So this is having title, author, year, price. This is okay. Bookstore. So you are having how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 is author, 3 year, 4 is the price. So these are the tags you have given. But if you see, title is given a text Italian, but you have one more attribute lang. So title will be having lang. So you can give English. Okay, and this title tag will be given a text everyday Italian. Okay, and close your title tag. Similarly, author. Author is given something like this. Close your author tag. Year 2005. So 2005 is a content you are giving. Close your year tag. Price is there 30. No need of tag. So close your price. So what we are doing here, what is a root element, what is a child element, and what are the subchild elements, and what are their attributes. If you see, all these are the sub tags. So where you are giving attribute inside here, suppose title if you see, lang is attribute, book is a category is the attribute. So this is how we can define a user defined attributes for your elements, for the tags that you are going to define. Okay, so this is a graph that shows you how you can just write a XML code one after the other. Okay, so this is how you will write the program. For this you will just keep XML version equals to 1.0, close it. This is an easy way of writing the XML program. Okay, now so in this class we have discussed what is XML, how to define the XML tags, and what is the purpose of XML as it separates the data from the presentation. So you already know HTML is used for presentation, but XML only concentrates on the data, and how to write a XML program is using a user defined tags. So because we are using tags, this is also called as a markup language, extensible markup language. Hope you all understood. In the next class I will tell you what is how to define elements and how to define the attributes, and with the help of some examples. Thank you all.